obviously the cost of energy. The cost of energy affects families, but it affects businesses as well, like Guernsey, which rely on energy to ship and make your products. High energy costs obviously are attributable to high price of oil and natural gas. And that's why this administration, in working with Congress, has dramatically expanded funding for research into alternatives, including hybrid car batteries, fuels like ethanol and biodiesel, solar and wind power, and safe and clean nuclear power. The rescue package I signed last week extended tax incentives to alternative energy sources. In other words, the rescue package was just not aimed at dealing with the financial issues. It was aimed at dealing with the energy issues, too, to help encourage alternative energy so we become less dependent on foreign oil. However, in the meantime, we need to be drilling. I mean, I'd rather us drill here than send our money overseas, and we can do so in environmentally friendly ways. Congress responded to the will of the people by lifting the ban on offshore energy exploration, which is good. It's going to take a while to go through all the permitting and all the environmental regulations, but nevertheless, a positive step was taken to become less dependent on foreign oil. Another issue is home foreclosures. And there's a smart way to deal with that. The truth of the matter is some people bought homes far beyond their means. Some people bought homes to simply speculate. But there's also a lot of sensible homeowners who can make ends meet with just a little bit of help, and that's what we want. We want people to help people stay in their homes. And so we've created what's called Hope Now, which brings together homeowners, lenders, mortgage servicers, and others to find ways to prevent foreclosures, to help people work through, the current mortgage issues. I told you that mortgages were bundled up into securities that banks bought, and as those securities went down in value, it affected the bank's balance sheets. Well, interestingly enough, when you securitize mortgages and sell them, it means that the person who originated your mortgage no longer owns the paper. And so a lot of people say, who can I talk to help me refinance my home? Where do I go? And so the Hope Now Alliance is an opportunity to say to folks, here's how you can find ways to renegotiate your paper, renegotiate your note. And it's working. And by the way, we've got another initiative out of the Federal Housing Administration. And all these programs have so far helped more than 2 million Americans stay in their homes. In other words, there's an ongoing attempt to help people who need just a little help to be able to pay off their mortgages. And by the way, most people are paying off their mortgages, which ultimately means these mortgage-backed securities, the value that we may end up owning, will be recouped. And that's why I say there's a good chance the taxpayers will get their money back. Every American knows the burden of taxes. During the tough economic time, that burden falls especially hard. A lot of people are wondering whether or not their taxes are going to go up. One of the interesting things about the package I signed is that it does prevent the alternative minimum tax from kicking in, which would have cost 26 million Americans $2,200 apiece. During this economic uncertainty, we don't need to be raising taxes. And so the bill was more than just the rescue plan. The bill helped deal with alternative minimum tax that would have kicked in, that would have affected a lot of you in this room. And the truth of the matter is, I think Congress ought to send a signal when they come back next year and say, look, we're going to make all the tax relief we pass permanent, so there's not any doubt in anybody's mind. Finally, we need to deal with exports. A bright spot in the economy has been that we've exported a lot of goods overseas. People are buying our products. They should. We make great products, and we got great workers. Last year, about half of our growth was attributable to exports. And so it makes sense for Congress to continue to open up markets in places like Colombia or Panama or South Korea. Take Colombia, for example. Most of their goods come into our economy duty-free, and yet our goods are taxed in Colombia. I can't understand why Congress wouldn't want to at least level the playing field for our workers. Just simply send a message, treat us the way we treat you. That's all we want. Give us a fair chance so we can export our goods. Exports are a very important part of our economy, and Congress ought to work hard to expand markets. We'll work through this. We're taking aggressive steps, and it's not an easy problem, no question about it. It's tough times, but I am confident in the long term for this country. I'm confident that the steps we've taken are bold and necessary. More importantly, I'm confident in the resiliency and the spirit of the American people and the workers. This isn't the first time the American economy has faced challenges, and it's not going to be the first time that we haven't recovered and come out better either. They've got a motto here at Guernsey. It says, no matter what your clients need, your answer is the same: we can do that. That ought to be a good motto for the United States right now. We can do it.